we're off to a rough start with unable to sync ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
After a 2-week delay because I was out sick and out of commission, and you got a dog.
Yep, I have a puppy now. He's just a little guy. He's a good boy, but we have to revolve around his nap schedule for a while to record. So hopefully he stays asleep. This is the first time we're trying it. But, oof, after a long break, we're back to Mafia, Part 2. Should I just do the out-of-context summary?
Mm-hmm.
In this episode, we witness the return of the bitch slap. This game likes ass more than we do. And is Joe f***ing serious? Thank you for coming back from our replay reviews. My name is Leah.
And my name is Kathy.
We are two friends who are here to replay, review, and analyze your favorite video games. And since Kathy has never seen the games before, it helps me view them through her fresh eyes, almost like I'm discovering them again for the first time.
We hope it'll be a similar experience for you.
Chapter 4, Murphy's Law. We're in Little Italy, February 11th, 1945. Vito learns a bit more about the dynamics of his new job when he and Joe take on another mission. So, Vito wakes up, drinks his morning beer, spots a note that Joe left for him on the counter. He says to head to Freddy's because there's another job.
Well, I think at the start of the game, we noted that there's a woman who grunted so loud it sounded like a man voiced her. I'm curious about this person. Yeah.
It's at 57 seconds if you want to look it up. I'm not going to take complete blame for that. She should look both ways before crossing the road.
Yeah.
And it was a love tap. I didn't hit her. But yeah, the noise she makes. I'm afraid to do it because I don't want to wake up toast, but we'll insert it. Vito gets to Freddy's. He and Joe are a bit uppity about the job last night, but Henry's pretty good at handling it. He says, "Relax, this is a high-risk business. You can go back to the docks if you want."
Their discussion is interrupted when the camera pans over to this guy at the counter on the phone, and he's talking so loud that everyone could hear his business. What is up with him? Like, I get he couldn't get things done, and that's really what triggers next point, but do we really need to hear a guy who's probably doing something illegal just draw so much attention towards himself?
I'm pretty sure he breaks the phone, too.
Oh
he
my
slams
gosh.
it back into the cradle. But yeah, he's pissed off about not being paid for 2 months. And then he, storms over to Henry and he's like, "Do it! Now!" And either Vito or Joe says, "Who is that?" And Henry says, "Somebody you don't need to know right now." So Henry then outlines the job. It sounds like the boss, whoever that is, lent a man money to start a jewelry store, but he's not paying it back fast enough. So they're taking it back in jewels, plus extra for their trouble. Joe says he has a plan. He makes it sound pretty easy. He says that basically they just need a lockpick, and they're in.
I don't know why Vito keeps trusting Joe. Like, I would never.
What has he done? I mean, honestly. Besides help him desert.
If he really needed help and Joe wanted to show his loyalty, he would have helped out Vito's sister. He could have just borrowed or lent them money. There was no need to drag Vito into this, and Vito should have accepted it.
6 hours later, they're in disguise on site, and things go well until a car crashes into the store. Turns out this is a rival group led by a Brian O'Neill, who is also here to rob the store in a less under-the-radar fashion.
The way they come in is they're crashing through a whole building, and I don't know what kind of experienced robbery crew would do that. Why would you draw so much attention to you guys? And what are the coincidences of having two different groups of people robbing the same place at the same time with the police right on their tails? I think someone set Vito and Joe up. There's no way that that's happening at the same time.
It is pretty sketchy. One of them might even say it was a setup or something.
I can't
remember.
Yeah. Someone says something like that. So, which is why I'm thinking that either Henry's working with the Irish and trying to get everyone arrested at the same time. Mm-hmm. But there's no need to do that. He could have just let the cops on. So I don't understand how.
Yeah. And who's being set up, because Brian O'Neill gets arrested. So it seems like everyone's being set up. Vito and Joe make a run for it when the cops show up, and They run to the roof. It's snowing. And they decide to shimmy across the side of the building in the snow on a high-rise building. I think I would let the cops shoot me and hope I live.
I would never face outwards. I think that's the conversation I asked you when we're watching is, if I did have to, is it better to face outwards or face against the wall and hug and grip the sides?
I think I would keep it low. You know, I'd probably like crawl and have one hand on that billboard thing that was there and just hope for the best. But ideally, I would hope to never be in such a situation. They do manage to escape, though, and this is where O'Neill and his crew get arrested. Joe takes the jewels, and Vito heads home.
Can we pause on that?
Yeah. We didn't like that, did we?
No. Why would you trust Joe again? Isn't that what got you in trouble in the first place and sent to war? Mm-hmm. I don't know. If you asked me to give you the jewels and then I got in jail and you never did anything to help me out, I don't know if I would trust you again with giving you the jewels and let history repeat itself.
Why can't they both go, hand the jewels over? Why is it just Joe?
I'm surprised that Joe doesn't backstab him, though. I think we end the scene and we know he doesn't get backstabbed.
He's a unintentional backstabber, is the way I see it. So it's already chapter 5, The Buzzsaw. We're at Joe's apartment February 20th, 1945. So it's been a few days. We left off on the 11th. Vito and Joe are commissioned to help with a high-stakes mission that could cement their entry into the family. We learn a bit more about Henry and the inner workings of the Mafia. Starting out this scene, who is this lady?
She's useless.
I'm entirely confused.
Why is she there? Why do we care about her?
And why? I don't get it, because it was like when Vito first got back, this is when we meet her or we see her in the bar, and Vito's the one like checking her out. But now she's like with Joe? And I'm just confused. Like, I don't know why she's here. I don't trust her.
I mean, she's still kind of flirty with Vito, so maybe she's using
Kinda.
Joe to get closer to Vito? I don't know.
Kinda. Extremely. She tells Vito that Joe wants him to come to Freddy's for lunch, so Vito heads out. And once outside, he witnesses this lady get rear-ended by some guy. Vito steps in and she's grateful and says, "Want to come over to my place for a piece of pie?" Vito declines. And he's going to continue on to Freddy's, but hold on. What's going on at 1347? I feel like a line is crossed here.
What?
Does she booty bump him in the crotch?
She booty bumps him, but why was that necessary? I mean, she's flirting with him. I get that, but in this game, like, I don't know how they design games and stuff, but why did they add these frames? Like, they had to put attention behind it.
Right. Ma'am.
Yeah.
Keep your buns to yourself. Keep your buns away from Vito's hot dog. He's not interested. I don't know if there's like a side mission that involves her that I just didn't do or what, but they make her seem so important, and then I don't know if we ever see her again after this. So I'm confused by her. I don't get it.
That's useless.
So finally at Freddy's, we meet Luca Guarino. Luca congratulates Vito and Joe on a job well done. Is this the guy that was on the phone? I forgot to pull it up. Pull up the video. So one of them is the phone guy. I don't know if it's Luca or the guy dealing out the bitch slap.
Yeah.
The Dracula-looking guy is the guy on the phone. Is that Luca?
So this guy with wrinkles with the thin mustache. Let me fast forward. He's the guy who gets slapped.
So that's Luca.
This greasy guy's Luca. He gets slapped.
Yeah.
So who's this guy? Who's the one?
I don't know. Okay. We don't know him.
Okay.
So question answered though. Yeah. So we're meeting phone guy, who's Luca. Mm-hmm. And he then states he's wondering if they're ready to take the next step.
I'm talking about taking somebody out. Just because someone points his finger at him and tells you to do it.
Before we get into this, it was in this scene that I realized Vito has blue eyes.
What?
And that seems genetically improbable.
You're lying. Hold on.
I have Googled this already.
No, he doesn't.
Looked for the close-ups.
Okay, is.
Okay, but I found information on this.
Okay.
Number 1 to 19% of all in all of Italy, which is a wide range. I couldn't find anything for Sicily specifically. But what I did find in the lore is that he's supposed to have brown eyes, but the remaster just kind of him up.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I don't know why they gave him blue eyes.
Can we talk about how quickly we escalate the scene, though? We go from a casual jewelry store robbery to... I mean, like, you did shoot some people escaping the police. But, like, we're going from unintentional shooting, somewhat you could debate and say it's self-defense, to outright murder and homicide.
In response to the idea of taking out a hit, Vito references his time in war and being like, yeah, I killed people all the time, it's fine. But Luca says this will be different. It's not so much just killing the bad guys. It's whoever we tell you to, no questions asked. And to me, Vito has no reaction. And I find that deeply disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think about him right now.
I'm concerned with how willing he is, much more so than Joe, even though Joe seems like the guy who's like, I could do anything and I'm in the mafia kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
For Vito, what is this character arc? Like, what direction is it heading into if he is the good guy, but yet so easy? Like, I was in the war and therefore I can kill. He has no morals or empathy or reactions.
Yeah, I keep waiting for guilt to enter the equation. Guilt for deserting, guilt for, killing people, even if it was in war. Guilt for doing these things that his mother doesn't want him to do. All the people that have died so far. And then, like, he just has no reaction here. I'm like, he just seems completely disconnected. I don't even know if he has emotions. Like, where are his emotions at?
Agreed. And they make a big deal, like, we'll see this repeatedly. We make a really big deal about him being a war hero, but we never really explore what does that mean. We want to explore, does he feel guilty or does he have any issues since being in the war?
I can't figure him out. And I don't know if the game, when they keep mentioning the medals and the awards, if that's the game trying to help us be like, oh, he did his time, so don't feel bad about him deserting, basically. But a good person would feel bad about deserting. I don't care how many medals they got. And he didn't want to be there in the first place. I don't get it. I don't get Vito. So if he completes this job, they have a chance of being accepted into the family. After you pay the initiation fee, of course, which is $5,000 each. Vito, you're trying to get money to pay off your family's debt. Should not be entertaining a $5,000 entrance fee into the mafia.
I don't understand why he would even consider that, because him coming back doing all these jobs was for money, not for entertainment, not for finding a purpose in life. Joe should be telling Vito, I'll cover it, or Vito, you don't need to do this. You're here for the money. Let me remind you again as your friend.
Vito questions Henry, who says that it's his contract, but he needs some help. So it's sounding like this guy's a real challenge. It's sort of a kill-or-be-killed situation. Vito finally arrives at the stakeout apartment. We learn here that Henry's father sent him to the U.S. to work for Clemente when the war started, and that his father died in jail.
And they're just casually standing by the window having these conversations.
Yeah, our boys are not subtle. We've got the windows wide open in the middle of winter. Joe's snoring audibly. Speaking of Joe, when Henry says that his father died in jail, Vito asks, how's your English so good? Because he grew up in Sicily. But before Henry can answer, Joe interrupts him, having spotted their guy. So that's kind of weird. Why is he so good at English?
Why do we care?
I think just because he grew up in Sicily. So Vito's confused. Because the war is still ongoing, so he hasn't been here very long. If he got sent over when the war started. After their very not subtle stakeout, a shootout begins and we have to chase after our mark. So we run into this whiskey factory. We're shooting. We're blasting. Joe, you're hitting hard liquor straight from the bottle during a firefight. When did he find the opportunity to grab that?
And he needs to go to AA because if he needs hard liquor while doing a job and he's going to be drunk and impaired, he probably can't drive and is not helping anyone in that situation.
They're making it hard for me to like the characters in this game. So far, I only really like Henry.
Yeah.
So they eventually fight their way up to their mark. I'm not sure we get a name other than Porky. Henry sticks his gun in his mouth. Not a euphemism, literally. But he begs with Henry to let him live for his wife. And Henry says, "You should have thought about your wife before. Don Clemente sends his regards."
This whole scene is so dramatic. The fact that the Porky guy is really dramatic, and same with Henry, and there's some sarcasm thrown in. I like it, but at the same time, come on. And they call women dramatic when you have guys like this.
My only other note on this exchange, and it's been a long time, so I don't recall, but I wrote, Henry's voice here is delicious.
Oh my gosh. Let me go
find out
it.
who the voice actor is.
I need to find it now.
Sonny Marinelli. He looks like Jeff Probst mixed with Ben Stiller?
What?
I don't...
What's his name again? I'm looking it up.
Sonny Marinelli.
He does look like Jeff Probst mixed with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson.
Just a hint of Owen Wilson.
Yeah. Okay. I can see where the delicious voice comes in because I just found it. And
there's something about it, right?
Let me share it. Hold on.
You should have thought about your wife before. Don Clemente sends his regards.
It's just so cold. Mm-hmm. It's just so tough. So anyway, Porky gets a shot in though.
Yeah.
He shoots Henry at close range with a snub nose, I think, pistol. Vito and Joe go a little overkill, finishing Porky off. And then Henry puts one in him after the fact, just, to get him back. And then he says, "Get me to El Greco." And Joe's like, "The Pena?" I don't get the joke, Kathy. But he says, "No, the doctor, you idiot." Joe's just a drunk dumbass. Who is El Greco?
But at least Joe isn't completely useless because he helps carry Henry so Vito can do his thing.
Okay, Joe. El Greco was born in 1541. Joe has no business referencing him as a person who could be alive and be brought to.
Joe's out of it.
They escape from the building. They race to get Henry to El Greco. Okay, but then the joke continues. They get to El Greco's, and they're like, "Are you the doctor?" He's like, "No, I'm the painter."
Yeah, what's up with that?
Is El Greco just a widely known person that we don't know about, or was he popular in the 1940s?
Maybe he was like a nickname because he painted and someone said, "Hey, that's your nickname from now on."
Sure, we'll go with that. But then Henry pays Vito here, even though he's like bleeding out.
Why?
Weird, right? Is he just trying to gain trust? Like, why is that the first thing on your mind when you're bleeding out?
If there was more conversation about how Vito needed the money for his sister, I could see that making sense because, like, take care of your family first and then join our family because you're family now. But there's never any conversation. Henry probably doesn't know about Frankie's situation or why Vito's here in the first place. So, makes no sense.
Well, and why does Henry have the money with him at all? That seems odd to me. Mm-hmm. Seems risky to take that with you into a shootout. So I don't know, between that and the English question, Henry's like a little mysterious to me now. I don't know. He's just doing a couple things that I don't understand, but so is Vito and Joe. Anything before scene 3? It's a short scene.
No, I have 2 notes on it, and that's it.
Vito visits Francesca. He now has the money needed to clear his father's debt, so he pays her back. Very quick stop-in. But she's so cool for asking the right amount of questions and then covering for him to not tell their mom where he got the money from.
She's great, but I'm annoyed about Vito. He doesn't even want to say hi to his mom, and why is he acting like a stranger?
Yeah, and then he just goes to Joe's. You can stop with the mafia stuff now. You paid off the debt. What is keeping you here?
If they kind of built up more background saying that he feels like he's just going to bring danger to his family, I get that. Then it makes sense for him to stay away. But there's no reason to do so. They really don't fluff up his background and give us understanding of why he does what he does.
Yeah.
Like, why does he like killing people?
I agree. Questions. He's starting to irritate me, but I think he gets what he deserves in the next chapter. Should we move on to that? We're now at chapter 6, Time Well Spent. We are again in Little Italy, February 26, 1945, so been about a week. Vito gets arrested for selling the gas stamps and is sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Which is so excessive.
Yeah, and I had a note here. I like Vito a bit better, realizing that he gets arrested right after getting the money he needs. And if getting arrested is what turns him back to the mafia, I get it. You know, I get why he chooses that life. We just don't know if he would have stopped had he not gotten arrested. So right now, that's my big moral question for Vito's character is, we don't know. Maybe he did plan to stop with the mafia stuff now that he got the money back, but he gets arrested, and that's sort of what throws him back into it. Sort of like the Tommy in the cab situation where he was kind of being hunted down because he was just wrong place, wrong time.
I would say that because he never chooses to hang around with his sister and his mom, he had the intention of going back. He's surrounding himself with people like Joe, and that's not going to help him stop with being on the mafia track. So if he doesn't get arrested, he's not going to stop.
So we're at the jail, and at 39 minutes, there's an inmate just shaking and slapping ass right at Vito. You gotta look.
And he kind of taps his butt cheek too. It's at 38:57.
And that's just the beginning. Well, first of all, at 40:35, I don't like the way that the guard looks at Vito at all. Watch this. Ugh.
Why is he looking so far down his...
Not the up and down.
Yeah. And at least he didn't lick his lips.
He did as soon as they cut away from him.
Yeah.
But this is the start of the ass. The ass. So then we hear the guard saying, "Your ass belongs to me now."
Maybe there's a lot of soap dropping in the shower.
I mean, I get it. I get that that's where we're at right now. But we're just getting an overwhelming amount of ass. Like, just as a topic, as a whole. Like, visually ass, metaphorically ass, verbally ass, assholes, ass butt, stick you in the hole. Another choice phrase. I don't know how many more ways they can say it.
Peaches.
Vito receives a message from Joe telling him to find a Leo Galante who can help him out. While searching for him, Vito runs into Brian O'Neill. They fight, and then they get sent to the hole as a result. Okay, but during the fight, at 45:35, Vito taunts O'Neill by saying, "I believe. This is going to be easier than that time I shoved a potato up your mother's ass." Huh?
What?
This is gonna be easier than the time I shoved a potato up your mother's ass.
Excuse me?
I didn't catch that. I didn't know. For some reason, that didn't really hit me while watching that scene. But again, with the butt theme.
Yeah, more ass.
Yeah.
What? Is there some connection that we don't know about? Are we too innocent to know about what a potato up an ass means? Or is he just being colorful here?
I'm Googling it.
Better you than me.
Wait. The first thing...
Show me your screen right now.
First, trend. Why are people shoving potatoes up their butts?
Fair question.
Second, please do not stick frozen potatoes up your butt to treat medical conditions. 3, YouTube. People who put potatoes up their butts. Donkey of the day. What? 4, fry butt. Never did we need to ask people not to shove ...
Putting potatoes up
Oh.
your butt won't cure hemorrhoids.
Oh my god.
But this feels like something that wouldn't have existed in 1945.
This one though, Leah. A Vicar came in once with a potato stuck up his bum. He was in his mid-50s with gray hair and well-spoken. He walked in and said, "I had an accident."
Wait, hold on. Look, I am not a doctor, and if the local ass man confirms my suspicions that baking a potato in my ... What the hell, Kathy?
I don't know what is going on.
I think we should move on.
Yeah, we should. Wait. I have to say, the prison top dog has a Hitler mustache.
Questionable choice of mustache for that day and age, for
Yeah.
sure. 2 days later, Galante visits Vito. I guess he just has free reign here, it seems. He does not seem fond of Clemente, but sees that Vito could be useful after having witnessed him fight. Essentially, we undergo multiple sessions of combat training in exchange for his protection. This whole chapter is just fighting in jail.
Yeah. Why do Vito start spilling up the beans about like the initiation fee and things like that's just gonna lead you to get hurt by Luca and Henry when he leaves jail?
Yeah, it seems weird because sure, we trust Joe for some reason, and he gave us this guy's name, but Galante says he doesn't like Clemente. So I don't know why he's just like, yeah, we have to pay $5,000. But this is when we learn that that's basically BS. Galante, or his right-hand man, one of them says, when this gets out, Alberto and Luca are going to have a lot of explaining to do. So I think Alberto might be the guy that slapped Luca, but I'm not positive. But essentially, charging money to get into the family is a big
No.
You don't do it. So we have a few more fights. Vito's getting along with Leo. And then at some point, Vito is informed that he has a visitor.
Lo and behold, it's his sister. But it's a shocking bomb that she drops that she's getting married and their mom isn't doing well.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's been in here at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe a couple years into his 10 years.
I have trouble with this scene because or the following scene too. His relationship with his mom and his sister is really weird. We never really see much connection between them. So, and I'm going to fast forward a bit. When his mom dies and he's just wrecked, I understand you'll have grief no matter what. But why is this happening? Why even make these characters if you're not really going to utilize that story and relationship arc to benefit Vito's ability to look more human?
My question I asked earlier about would he have just walked away from the mafia if he hadn't gotten arrested? He tells Francesca to go to Joe's and take my money, use it for your wedding, and to get Mom a good doctor. So he obviously had more money than just paying the loan shark back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he could have walked away from the mafia sooner, and also why'd he wait so long to pay them back if he has this extra money at Joe's?
I don't understand that. And after everything that happened, he shows no remorse about his wrongdoings. He's sad that his mom died, but he's not sad that he did what he did, landed in jail, and he never got to see his mom again.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with that.
I'm struggling to find the moral appeal of Vito. One more week later, he's waking up in his cell and the guard's like, come on, you gotta clean the turlets. And ironically, he does not clean the turlets. He cleans the urinals. Okay. He's cleaning the urinals. He gets one done, moves over to the next, and then the guard comes up and just pees in the one he just cleaned. And then why'd he zip his fly up with such gusto like that?
Why do we need this? It's so unnecessary. And we before we even start the scene, it starts out with men sharing with their boxers on together.
I guess that was the easiest way for them to go about not having nudity.
Well, maybe they just shouldn't even make that scene.
Well, yeah, because speaking of nudity, I was playing, obviously. And then I saw like a collectible, like, ooh, cool, collectible. I pick it up and it's just boobs in my face. I'm like, whoa. It's like some pinup thing.
Oh.
So I had to do like a hard cut in the gameplay at some point because I'm like, I don't know what to do about these boobs that pop up for 1 second. But speaking of the shower, he's sent to shower, where he becomes a target. And he says, "You picked the wrong ass to drill." So they get in a fight. He gets sent to the hole. But the guard tosses him an envelope. And this is when we learn that his mother has died. And that she died while Francesco was visiting him. And my note is, Vito sucks, man. His fault that Francesca had to leave her side and die alone.
And he is so selfish. Doesn't even consider what his mom needed that wasn't money. She never asked for money. She asked for time with her son. And I don't like how he never learns this lesson.
Absolutely. I mean, it seems like anything that happens like this where he should feel guilt or try to improve himself to not let situations like this happen again. Instead of doing that, it's like he tells himself, I'm a piece of shit. I'm going to continue to be a piece of shit. And so the next thing he does is he's told to beat up Brian O'Neill, but he kills him.
Did you have a choice to not kill him?
No, it makes you kill him.
Oh my gosh. You couldn't just like get beaten up by him and not kill him.
Right. And of course Vito gets away with it. And not only does he get away with it, he gets a prison apartment.
I don't understand that. How did he not learn his lesson with not killing more people? I get he's in here for stamps, but they obviously know he's a dangerous criminal. And he's just proving their point right now. And his mom just died. He should feel like, I'm going to be a better man for my mom. No, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to kill more people, disappoint my mom, and disrespect my last name.
He should be like, I'm just going to take my licks. I'm going to not kill this guy. But if he did kill this guy, he should have gotten his sentence increased instead of being moved to Galante's lush apartment where Galante says, I'm going to do something about getting you out of here early. And he does. Vito just cannot be punished.
That's just like that's sending the wrong message, and I don't like it.
Vito wins even when he loses.
I need to know if people like Vito. At some point towards the end of the game, I need to go through Reddit and get their thoughts because I'm not liking him. I don't know if they're going to redeem his character or if it's just going to keep going downhill.
We skipped over a couple things. So Vito and Galante are chatting about Clemente. And Galante says that he's going to have a lot of explaining to do in regards to the payment he wanted to join the family. And Vito says, like, explaining to who? I thought Clemente was the boss.
There's more than one family in Empire Bay. There's 3. Each family controls their own neighborhoods. There's a system of rules. And if there's any disagreements, the bosses of all the families meet to work things out. That's the commission.
And the commission is made up of Clemente Falcone and Frank Vinci. And it sounds like Galante's pretty tight with Vinci, and this is who he's going to talk to about getting Vito's sentence reduced, which he does.
I am frustrated with that. I'm frustrated with how the game is rewarding Vito by being a bad person.
And this, I'll get more into depth with this at the end of the game, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but my thought about Vito right now, and I haven't seen the 3rd game, I don't know if he's in it, but I like his character if he's being set up to be a villain. But if this is a one and done Vito, or if he's supposed to be like a guy we root for in the next game, I hate it.
I don't think they can continue having him in the 3rd game if this is the trajectory he's on.
But yeah, I guess that's my closing thought for part 2. You got anything else?
No, I'm just frustrated with him, and we're going to keep beating the same horse to death. But for now, part 2, we're gonna wrap it up. Audacity on 1, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to send in any questions, comments, or game suggestions. You can find all our contact info on our website, replayreviewspod.com, or contact us directly through our site.
Did we completely miss something? Are we way off the mark? Or you just want us to take a deeper look at anything from the game? We'll tackle any topics you all want to hear in our season wrap-up episode.
We also have a Reddit where we discuss anything we're curious about. Go take a look and let us know what you're thinking. Our theme music is Condemned by Eggy Toast. They'll play you out, and we'll be back next week.